crafty friends, Jen Cascell here. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. Today I have a little treat for you. So I am super excited to share. I collabed with Scrapaholics Chipboard to create this adorable Halloween memory decks card. It's so cute. Absolutely love it. It's got everything that I love. It's got pumpkins, it's got ghosties, it's got bats, and of course, I did a few of them here, and I'm going to take you through a full tutorial from start to finish. One of the things that I like best about working with Scrapaholics, shakers, MDCs, that sort of thing is not only are they super sturdy, I mean, these aren't going anywhere. The layers of chipboard make it super easy to add really fun shaker mixes in there, and it's a really solid piece that I feel like it isn't going to open up like sometimes it does when you have layers of foam. So I love creating with chipboard, and one of the other nice things about Scrapaholics chipboard is when you buy the chipboard, you also get the SVG file. So it makes it really easy to cover the chipboard with your pattern paper, with your cardstock. It just opens up a lot of different options. Obviously, with chipboard, it's very sturdy, so you're able to use different mediums on it. It's made to be used with gesso, with sprays, paints, that sort of thing, and it's not going to shrink up or wrinkle or tear apart like paper will. So chipboard is a lot of fun, and if you've not tried it, you are in for a treat. So I am going to link the memory decks card that I am using from Scrapaholics in the description box. Run over. Tracy is amazing. She's the owner of Scrapaholics Chipboard. I've been working with her for years. It's such a great American family-run company, and who doesn't love to support small business? So let's take a look at these adorable memory decks cards that I've created. So here's the first one here, and the reason that you're seeing so many of them is I'm participating in a swap. I actually designed this for Spooky Boo 2024 this year. So I know I'm going to see a lot of you there, so sorry you're seeing your memory decks cards a little early, but I really needed to get this done for Tracy. So with Spooky Boo this year, I really wanted all of my projects to be designed by me. Everything from the memory decks card that you see here, I'm going to design the page for the journal swap that we're doing, and my project is also a version of a die that I collaborated with Erica from Scrap Diva Designs on. So I'm really excited to be kind of taking you along on this journey of me, and like what I love about this is it's so me. Like I love this. I love having, product line that I have a say in. So this one here, absolutely adorable. You're going to see some of the holographic paper that I've been using from 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. Again, I will link that as well. I do have a coupon code for you, JENNCASCELL. So here's this one here. Once again, you're seeing some of those gorgeous papers. I mean, just how cute is that? So there's this one here as well. And here is the actual set. So this is what you get when you purchase the chipboard memory decks card. So we have a lot of different layers. Here is your base layer right here. And then you're going to get 3 of these ghosties right here, the ghosties and the pumpkin. And these are what you layer up to create your shaker. You also get, this is not acetate. This is flat out acrylic. So good, you guys. If you haven't had the opportunity to work with acrylic before, you are going to love this stuff. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. Like I said, when you're doing these Scrapaholics Chipboard memory decks cards, this is going to be really sturdy. It's built to last. You also have the witch hat layering piece. The witch hat is actually 3 different components. So you've got this right here, and then you've got the buckle. Your pumpkin has a layer as well. You have 3 stars and the bat. So as you can see, I ended up adding a couple more bats in here. I'll show you how I did all of this. And if you are interested to see how I do it, I am going to do a full start to finish tutorial. We're going to start with downloading the SVG file and go on from Design Space from there. I will be using Design Space today. So if you're interested, let's follow along. Tracy will have sent you the download through your email. Access your downloads and hit extract all to unzip the file. You won't be able to send zip files over to Design Space. Open your new folder to access your unzipped files. From here, we're going to want to go into Design Space and go to Uploads. Hit Upload Image, and instead of hitting Browse, just pull up your unzipped file. Drag and drop the Ghost Shaker MDC into Design Space. This is what you're going to see. Just hit Continue. You don't have to do anything here, and it'll upload into Design Space. From here, you're going to want to ungroup the file. Once the file is ungrouped, you can highlight individual images to manipulate them. I am going to show you how I add pattern paper to these images. And right here, I'm going to go into Pattern Fill. These are some of the papers that I downloaded from Creative Fabrica. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box. If you have any questions on how to download papers, I do have a video for that I will link below. So I'm dragging and dropping the pattern into the upload pattern. Design Space will let you know at the top of the screen that your pattern upload was successful. From here, we're going to switch this into a pattern from your print and cut, and you can choose the pattern. The one that we just uploaded is here. You can also edit the pattern and make it smaller or larger using these controls. The next image, I'm going to rotate it and duplicate it. I'm duplicating it because I would like two different colors for my pumpkin and for the outline of my ghost. So I am going to once again turn this into a print and cut file by adding pattern paper. Go into the basic cut and switch it to a print and cut. And then find your pattern by switching color. This orange one here is from Happy Haunts by Die Cuts with a View. This next image here, I'm not going to switch into a print and cut, but I am going to change the color and make it a pink glitter cardstock. This base right here is going to be a holographic, so I'm going to turn that to a light gray. I'm going to take the 3 stars as well as the buckle for the hat and change them to a different holographic paper. Highlight all of them and switch them to a different gray. Next up, we have our pumpkin, and the pumpkin is going to remain black. I'm going to do a black glitter cardstock for this. I'm going to leave the bat black as well, cut it out of the same glitter cardstock. You also have 2 faces that are included in the SVG file. I don't know if I'm going to use them yet, but I am going to cut one of them out. So I'm just going to delete the other one. And then we also have to switch out our witch hat. I am going to do a print and cut pattern with that as well. Once again, you're going to come up and switch your basic cut to a print and cut. From here, we can choose our pattern. Once again, hit the pattern, click the one that you want. I'm just going to check and make sure that I like the contrasting pattern, which I do. So let's move on to the band for the hat. And I'm going to do that out of an orange glitter cardstock, so I'll switch it to orange. To do the back of your Memory Decks card, just duplicate the front of it, and then you're going to flip it horizontal to create a mirror image. I'm also going to duplicate the bats. I'm going to do one the same size, and then I'm going to duplicate it again and create just a smaller bat to go on the Memory Decks card. I am going to do some pattern paper on the back, so I'm going to switch it to print and cut and then go into my patterns and choose the one that I like. This is the screen you get to once you hit make. You're going to want to send it to your printer. I always use the system dialog because I keep my printer set for borderless, and you actually need boarded paper when you're in print and cut. So just go ahead and make sure that bleed is filled, and also use the system dialog, go into preferences, and I make sure that my borderless is off. I have the Cricut as a preset on my HP printer. It's pretty easy to do. Just follow some online instructions. Make sure that you're out of grayscale as well. Clearly you want to print in color, and then just hit print and it's going to send it to your machine. Will print with registration marks that your Cricut will read in order to make the right cut. I'm using photo paper, so I always sent it to cardstock for intricate cuts, and then I up the pressure setting because it's a personal preference. My printed paper on my mat. Now I'm going to load it into my Cricut Maker. I'm using the Maker 3. It's going to first measure your mat, then it's going to read your registration marks once you've hit play. Okay, so this is what I cut out using my Cricut. I've got all of the littles over here on my dish. I really like to have that available. When you're working with all these little teeny tiny components, I want to make sure that I keep everything together. So I'm actually even going to put the chipboard in there right now because we're actually going to work on the bigger pieces first and then go through. So what are you going to need? First thing that you're going to need is glue. I prefer Bearlier. Bearlier is hands down the best glue on the market, and it's great for shakers. It's quick drying. It's nice thin glue. It smooths out really nicely. One of the things that I also like to use when making shakers is a silicone brush. This is going to come in really handy for spreading the glue around. You're also going to need a shaker mix as well. So this is the shaker mix that I'm using. This is my Halloween mix. I did this myself. It's just pink, silver, black, and white. So good. Absolutely love it. And I did that for all of these shakers. So in addition to, I have these cute little pumpkin die cuts. And I was using those on the memory decks cards just to kind of decorate it a little bit. And I do also have these cute little sentiments. This is a Scrap Diva die. I collaborated with Erica on these as well, so it really is all me. Love it. And I just layered some foam. This is a double layer of foam, and then some of that really cool holographic paper from 12 by 12. And I did that for the Hey Boo and the Hocus Pocus. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use yet. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is flip my chipboard over. This is my base that I'm working with, and I'm just going to glue down the rear of my memory decks card. One of the things that I like using Bearlier is because it's got just a tiny bit of give to it. So if it's not absolutely perfect, you can kind of pull it up in time. So this is what we should have at this point. And let's flip it back over to the other side, and we're going to apply our base for the front as well. All right, so we have our base covered. Now we're going to start working on our shaker, and we're going to glue all three of these pieces together. Now, this is a personal preference. If you want a smaller shaker, you can just use 2, and it's still going to give you, this is going to be about the size, I would say it's like working with 3mm foam. So that's going to be about the thickness. If you add that third one though, it really gives you quite a big difference. So you can do 2 or 3. And if I'm doing 2, what I'll do is layer the acetate and then put this on top. So it really adds a little bit of dimension. For this one, I am going to do the 3 layers of chipboard though. Okay, so I have all 3 together. I do want to mention too, you can use a little bit of paint on these if you'd like. Usually I will do like a chalk paint or a gesso to do my side, but it doesn't really bother me to see the side of this too much. So I forego the paint on this one. But once again, that's a personal preference. If you want to go through and paint them, I would paint them first, make sure they're fully dry, and then you can apply your papers first. So before we glue this one on, I'm going to come over with my next piece, and this is going to be what you see on the back of your shape. So I'm going to come over, grab my glue. All right. Just line this up to the edge like so. Okay, so this is where I'm going to grab that silicone brush, and I'm really going to make sure to smooth this out. I don't want any glue coming out on the sides, inside my shaker. And it's just going to help it dry a little quicker. It's going to be tacky, but it's not going to be wet, which is what you want for a shaker. So go ahead and add that on. Line everything up. I kind of use my fingers to make sure that everything is smooth on the side. That's how you know you have it lined up really well. All right. Put some of that shaker mix in. I mean, don't you guys just love that noise? Because the shakers are so deep, you can really put a lot in there. Give it a little shake. Kind of press everything down. Yeah, that's going to be good. Okay. Now here's our acetate. I know it looks cloudy right now, but it's because it comes with film on both sides to protect it. So go ahead and take that film off. Not cloudy anymore, right? Okay. So I am going to grab my glue. You're going to really find that fine point or the precision point for the Barely Art glue bottle to be super helpful here when you're going around all of these edges. Let's get our silicone brush out again. And once again, really smooth that glue down. Try not to get it inside of your shaker. But once again, you really want this glue to be tacky, but not wet. See how I kind of push that glue right to the edge? You want it right on the edge for everything. Okay. Work relatively quickly because you don't want that glue completely drying on you. Now, very, very carefully add your acetate, and you want to take your time, line it up. You don't want that going everywhere. Now, my silicone brush has a flat edge to it. You could do this with your bone folder if you wanted to, but now I am just going over it and really pressing that acetate into the chipboard. Now that's not even going anywhere. Like I'm pushing on it, it's not going anywhere. It's solid. Now, I had cut 2 of these out, and This is the background for the pumpkin. So I'm just going to take a small pair of scissors and cut right there. I'm also going to cut right here. And then I'm going to create a little stem right there. Okay? And that is a lot easier than messing around with it in your software editing program. Just a couple of cuts. You could do it if you wanted to, but when it's just tiny cuts like that, why bother? I'm gonna grab my silicone brush and just kind of spread everything out. Tacky, not wet. Okay? Take your time, really line this up. We can add our pumpkin now. Because I'm gluing onto glitter paper, I'm using a little more glue than I normally would. So let's set this aside, let it cure for a little bit, and we're gonna work on all these littles. Okay, so everything coordinates. You're gonna wanna add the bat to your chipboard, glue the witch hat on top. This is gonna go on like this. Obviously the buckle, and then you have your 3 stars. You get a small, medium, and large, and you also have your pumpkin right here. I'm going to glue all of these together, and I'll be right back. So I have all of my chipboard pieces glued, and now we're just going to finish off the assembly. Take your hat, put that down first. Here's the brim. I'm going to throw the buckle on. Now the large star is going to go down here like that. And then your small star is going to go in at the top right there. I hurt my thumb the other day. I had a really nasty sliver on it, so I'm a wounded crafter right now. Glue down the bat, and that's going to go right at the top. Our pumpkin is next. And we've got one little star, and you can just choose wherever that wants to go. I'll just pop mine like right there. I did do a couple extra bats, so I'm gonna just kind of pull those edges up a little so it looks like it's flying. And I think I'll do one more. Okay, we do have the ghost eyes and mouth, so you can just pop those on where you see fit. Okay. And I do have those little pumpkins, and I'm going to use just a couple of my cubies to put this one on, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to put it over here this time around. Put that over here like that. And then let's do I want to do Hey Boo or Hocus Pocus? I think I want to do Hocus Pocus. Yeah, I'll put the Hocus Pocus like that. And I'm going to pop those up with some foam cubies as well. Okay. All right, she's finished. So cute, right? Let's take one more look. All right, so here's all 4, and here's the one that we just made. This little pink patootie. And then the last one here. So cute. So thank you so much for joining me. Please head on over to Scrapaholics Chipboard. She has so many new amazing designs. You're going to be seeing some more from me with some of her newer releases. She's got some really, really cute Halloween going on right now that you're going to want to check out. Don't miss it. So thank you again for watching. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye.